Hello, truth seekers. Lawrence here, and welcome to Easy Enlightenment. So, now and then we all experience struggle, don't we? Struggle is inevitable, isn't it? It's just waiting for us around the corner. There's a saying, life is a struggle. And this saying is becoming more true, isn't it? Especially when we have to engage in the world, when we have to engage with another human being, we feel the heat. We experience the conflict. And when we are not able to resolve the conflict, that becomes a further struggle, especially when we have to be part of that environment, isn't it? The conflict becomes struggle simply because the difference in preference. You have your own preference of thinking and doing stuff. The world has their own way of doing stuff. And sometimes definitely we can come together and work together and make things collectively. And sometimes we don't. And that's where they clash. That's where the battle starts to surface, and that becomes the internal battle. Notice how the physical, the outside conflict, outside struggle always leave us with the mental struggle, becomes the inner struggle. Yes, definitely we can disengage from the world, but even we are able to disengage from the world, we are not able to disengage from the internal war, internal battle, the mental game, the mental drama. The drama continues to unfold. We keep writing the narrative on what we have experienced on the outside. The narrative will keep going to figure out how to win. How to win is coming from the place of the ego self. The ego in us is always looking for the upgrade, always looking to win, always, try to dominate. So the ego is always looking for upgrade. Ego is always looking for growth. That's why the narrative is there. And sometimes we don't know how to stop the narrative. We don't see the how to resolve it, how to make it better, and don't know how to stop the inner drama. Isn't it? You think, put yourself in a difficult situation when where you have experienced a really heated experience with the world, with the people, and notice how that heated situation created the inner narratives. You wrote the story in your head, and when we are writing the story, that writing the story always making us forget the now. We stop to witness the moment. The moment is just passing just because of we are thinking. The thinking makes us deny the now, and our life is happening in the now. To be in the now, we have to let go the internal battle, the mental narratives. But we are not able to let go of the mental narratives, isn't it? The more we think, the more we try to figure out. If we are thinking in a positive sense, great. If you're trying to find the solution in a healthy way, great. But most of the time when there's inner battle going on, people think more negative stuff. That negative stuff won't end until you distract yourself with something else, isn't it? we are not able to figure out the root cause of the mental narrative. And first of all, we are not looking for the root cause of the mental stress. We are only looking for the solution, the surface solution. When you are thinking, when the inner battle is going on, you are looking for solution on the surface level, isn't it? You're not looking for the true solution to dissolve the mental narratives for good. So anyway, when the mental narrative is going on, we get distracted, or we distract ourselves with the positive attitude. Positive attitude is this: when we go through the physical battle, then there's an inner battle, and we have the positive reference. Thinking on the negative stuff is not good. It just makes me deny my moment and deny what I do. We know that being part of what I do, focusing on what I do is going to help me make me a better person. It's going to help me bring out the upgrade in my life, to bring the support in my life. So thinking that way, and you put yourself in that order, and you are doing it, some of you, and that's great. Thinking in the negative stuff is not good if you can't figure out why is the fight there in the first place. So instead of getting lost, focusing on your moment and doing what you love to do is good. That is still a distraction. Yes, definitely you're being part of the positive lifestyle, but still a distraction. It's a distraction because you could not figure out the reason behind the internal fight. You only know being part of the internal fight is not good. So you just distract yourself with the positive stuff. And other people, some people can't figure out the solution, don't know how to stop the mental negative narration, and somehow the environment distract them with something. And with that distraction, it helps them to forget the negative mind. But even you are able to get distracted with something, or you consciously distract yourself with something, that doesn't help you to dissolve the internal fight, the internal struggle, isn't it? Because life is still unfolding, and you're gonna experience the conflict again with another human being, and the conflict starts to build up for the struggle. Why? Because you don't know why the struggle is there in the first place in you. And let me tell you why you go through the struggle in your life. You go through the struggle in your life because you have your own way of thinking. Your life is conditioned in a certain ways. You have an ingrained belief in you. And because of that, your life is happening from that ingrained belief. And because of that, there's a conflict. I mentioned before, the reason to have a conflict in life and with another human being is because a difference in preference. This is where we need to recognize that, accept that I have a preference, a way of doing things, the world has their own, and we can always be flexible to grow, to upgrade our preference, and accept the growth. That is always better in a relative sense, just for the outward movement. But here's the thing: to be free from the mind for good, not to get distracted with the story, with the narrative, is by figuring out the root cause of our struggle. The root cause of the struggle, again, I mentioned, is the ingrained belief. So when you go through the struggle with the world, whatever struggle, whatever frustration is there in your life, Can you take a moment, create a space for yourself, and ask yourself, why am I experiencing this conflict? Why am I going through this struggle? The inward struggle or outward struggle? Every outside fight becomes an inward fight, and the inward fight prolongs, right? So you ask yourself, why am I struggling? Why? This simple why is going to help you see the root of your struggle, which is your preference, ingrained preference, ingrained belief. Your life is happening from there. You see that when you ask yourself why. When you ask, why am I struggling? The struggle is there, no doubt. You're struggling physically, mentally, emotionally struggling. But when you ask why, there's an idea will resurface for your struggle. Whatever position you are in life, there's an idea. And when you see the answer from the question, why am I struggling? Whatever answer you see, now you ask yourself, why is that important? Why am I aligned with this answer? And from there, you trace it back. From the second why, you get a second answer. So same way, no matter what answer comes in, you keep using the why. The why is a backward movement to trace your mind to see the ingrained belief, the deep conditioning in you. And once you see the deep conditioning, the freedom from the mind is about letting go of the root. Now that root is a belief how your life is maintained, how you are bringing support for your life, how you are having fun in your life. This has to go, the root has to go. Now there's a fear of letting go. Now you have to question, why do I have fear in my life? See, same why. Why, we started with the why, you see the root, your life is happening from the root, and spiritual freedom, mental freedom is about letting go of the conditioning, letting go of the root as well. Now there's a fear of letting go. Just reflect here. There's so many areas you are heavily attached, isn't it? Attached to the physical stuff. You're attached to the physical stuff because of the fear of uncertainty, fear of not having, fear of so many stuff. And once you see the fear, then you have to trace your fear backward, simply asking yourself, why do I have fear in my life? Don't just go with the, superficial meaning, the idea you have. Even you have that idea, you trace it back, why you have that idea, to avoid fear. So fear is there. The fear is making you attached to things. Now ask you, why do I have a hard time letting go? Or why do I have fear in my life? Then the why is going to help you reveal the answer. That means you're tracing the mind backward with the why. And you have to trace your fear all the way back until there you see the ultimate death. Death, ultimate fear of death. And from there, you have to go further. Simply with the why. Why am I afraid of the death? And then that will help you to trace it all the way back where you end up with no mind. And that's the simple way to create a good foundation to understand the nature of the mind. This is just the one scenario I'm asking you to do. There are so many attachments, so many, fear in life. So you have to trace back your attachment, trace back your fear, or simply trace back your simple friction that is happening in your life. The fight that you are experiencing, you trace it back. And if you make the good habit of tracing back your your fluctuation in your life, that becomes a good foundation. And when the good foundation is there, which means when you are thorough with your mind and when you ask yourself, who am I? That's where you're going to see the truth of who you are. When you see the truth of who you are, then there won't be any mental fight in you. There won't be any internal drama. You see things as it is, and you just let it be. And you'll be okay with engaging with the world just enough, and you know what to do next. So only by saying the truth of who you are, you will have an inner freedom and outer freedom as well. The self-inquiry or the enlightenment journey is the bullet that will give you two targets, the inner freedom and outer freedom. So, life is a struggle. Struggle is real, especially when the ego is there, it's real. Now, if you're looking to dissolve the struggle in your life, especially the mental struggle, mental stress, the emotional stress, then I invite you to trace your struggle back. Struggle is there. Trace your struggle back. Why the struggle is there in the first place. That is the freedom from the mind, freedom from the fear. And that is enlightenment, my friend. Okay, hope this video makes sense to you. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Take care for now. Bye.